Alright, we got Trump getting upset about the scuttlebutt about post-war discussion.
Mike Pompeo is the former Secretary of State and a Fox News contributor. Sir, thank you for joining us here today. I really appreciate it. You're the perfect person to speak to about diplomacy and intelligence, both some big issues that we're dealing with and likely will in the weeks and months and years ahead. This statement that just came out from the President of the United States about the Ayatollah, who has come up from the bunker, or at least spoken, finally, saying, why would the so-called supreme leader, Ayatollah al-Khamenei, of the war-torn country of Iran say so blatantly and foolishly that he won the war with Israel when he knows his statement is a lie? It is not so. As a man of great faith, he is not supposed to lie. You know, this goes on and talks about how Iran needs to come back into the world order flow. The potential negotiations could be getting started at any moment now, but Iran's in a pretty difficult position.
I really feel like, sometimes letting things just be said is a better way to go about it. I'm nobody, I know, but I think maintaining an appearance of strength is stronger. Maintaining an appearance of strength is more important in other cultures than it is in others, I guess is all I would say about that.
We know that, horrifically, there are some reports from the BBC that there are assassinations underway there in that country, that they're hunting down people concerned about intelligence failures that contributed to their potential loss in this last 12-day conflict. Your thoughts on our ability to work with Iran going forward?
Well, it's great to be with you. And John, look, the president's statement captured perfectly. He was tongue-in-cheek when he said he didn't know why he was lying. The Ayatollah and that regime have spent decades lying to their own people and to the world, and frankly to the IAEA as well, right? They've been cheating on all the commitments that they've made over all this time. So the fact that the Ayatollah would come up and try and propagandize to...
I don't know how much lying, really goes on. I'm sure there's a level of comparison to how much our government lies to us in terms of, keeping top secret information top secret and not letting everyone know every single secret thing that we have. I'm sure it's, somewhere in the same vein, there might be another level of, deceit or lying that goes on, but I'm not necessarily sure, and I don't know if any one of our politicians could be that sure without being there and experiencing it. Yeah.
Convince his own people that they had won something where they frankly had failed so desperately is unsurprising to me. I would also be unsurprised if the Iranians fail to take this opportunity to re-enter the president described as the world flow order, or the world order flow. They are ideologues, they are theocrats, they are thugs, they are terrorists. There is no reason to think that in spite of the fact that they are crippled, in spite of the fact that they have suffered defeats in Gaza, in southern Lebanon, in Syria, and now on their home turf, I suspect they will hew to their ideology until the last day that the regime is in place.
On that note, exactly what you're talking about, they're also mixed messaging within their own country. The Ayatollah saying that the strikes did nothing significant when he talks about their nuclear facilities, and that this foreign minister that does the majority of the speaking on the world stage talks about how there was serious damage inflicted. So even there is a lack of ability to get a message straight. So how do you negotiate with...
Did I hear that right?
That does the majority strikes did nothing. Also mixed messaging within their own country. The Ayatollah saying that the strikes did nothing significant when he talks about...
Okay. Let's set aside the potential or, the possibility of the main parts, the centrifuges, or some of the main components were untouched. you can see a mile-long strip where it's like very much changed from the holes of impact where they dropped the bombs. Like it it did damage, like it, and to say it didn't, like, that's kind of wild.
Their nuclear facilities, and that this foreign minister that does the majority of the speaking on the world stage talks about how there was serious damage inflicted. So even there is a lack of ability to get a message straight. So how do you negotiate with a regime like that to move forward, to bring them into the world?
A couple things. First, I think you have to know where the power lies. That foreign minister who made that statement may well soon be the former foreign minister. As a result of that, you talked about the fact they're chasing people down inside the country. They are still the Ayatollah, the IRGC. The theocrats are still in charge. They still have the power. They still have the guns on the ground, and they are inflicting harm on their own citizens, reminding them, don't rise up, don't do the necessary so that you and your children's lives can be better. We're still in charge. And so we should listen to the people with power. And the folks in power have shown no willingness to acknowledge not only the failures to defend their own country and the fact that the
You can see that right here where they impacted it, unless this is like added in this smoke, but I mean it kind of looks like it pulverized the ground around it. You know, like an explosion does something. You know, it's not like since it was held in, like it neutralized the explosion. That's wild.
And Americans can fly over their country freely, and that the Israelis have so.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the before. There's the after. That's insane. Holy moly. Oh wait, I think it's like right there. Is right there.
Clearly infiltrated their leadership apparatus, but they're going to try and stay in power just like.
I'm sorry, but that's just kind of creepy. Like, I don't know. Like, something about that's just kind of freaky. That they can do that kind of stuff. You know? Like, yeah.
These authoritarian regimes always do. And as a negotiator, you just need to understand that what the foreign minister said is interesting, but what the Ayatollah said is important.
Yeah, I want to get a quick question about intelligence. Yeah. As the former director of the CIA,
true.
You know, there were some remarkable things that the Israelis did during those 12 days. And, you know, not to be, for instance, the simultaneous assassination of nuclear scientists. Now there's a big question about where uranium may be, the Iranian uranium. What is your thoughts, the likelihood that we or the Israelis know where that uranium is, given the intelligence and the operations that we saw going on over the course of those 12 days?
Look, this is an important question. The Israelis have already made a few statements about what it is they think they know. They have really talented, very capable forces. I'm sure they have folks still on the ground spread widely throughout the country. I don't know that, but I suspect that to be true.
They probably already know just about everything going on, and then some.
But I will say, these things are, when they get dispersed, they're hard to find. I have always believed that the Iranians had things going on that no intelligence agency was aware of. They would be at low scale, but cheating nonetheless on those agreements. I suspect they've hidden some of this stuff, not just in the last few days, but over the last year, so that they would retain some remnants of their capability. But we should.
And the U.S. knows all about it.
Not mistake what they might have left for the massive damage that was done to their program and the massive damage that's been done to the regime over the past days and weeks and months. We should be very proud of what our military did. They accomplished an awful lot. Then we should be...
True. Respect to our troops, respect to our military. God bless them. I'm extremely thankful to them and our veterans and those who were veterans and have passed on. Man, I'm an extremely thankful person for those people. It's a huge sacrifice. And the loved ones of these veterans and people in the military. A lot of people look past the fact that they sacrifice something so that we all can have our family safe and sound in our country. And yeah, you gotta be at least aware of that, you know, and I thank them for that.
Mindful that the Iranian regime still retains power today and still has the capacity to inflict some harm on the West.
Something that we are definitely watching. Secretary Mike Pompeo, thank you very much for joining us. Great analysis.
Thank
and we
you.
greatly appreciate it.
Have a great day.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews. And
That's that. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.